racing hard where the shadows lie. Grip the handle, feel the engines roar. Freedom ain't a dream, it's the open door. Ride the storm, feel the thunder break. Cut the change and let the earth quake. Born to run, born to never fold. Hard to fight.
We welcome you to the NASRA 360 Racing Network and Friday night coverage of the continuation of the NASRA 500 King of Daytona Speed Weeks. We are getting ready for the final preliminaries before the big race. Tomorrow night, we welcome you to the ServPro Duel Race number 1 at Daytona. For 15 drivers that have won the qualifying races as well as the last chance race last night, they have locked themselves in to the big race tomorrow night. 14 more spots are up for grabs in each of the duels, and we're getting the field gridded and ready for this event. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to virtual Daytona and the World Center of Racing. I am Wesley Outland, the Redneck announcer, Jacob Reeves alongside, and we are not wasting any time. They're gridded, and we are ready for the front row to be introduced for duel number 1.
We're not going green.
Winner back on Sunday, Malik Ray from NASCAR, Jacob Bice on row number 1. Daniel Everhart and Kyler Wynn will make up row 2, defending winner of last year. Brandon Broadfoot, the only winner of a qualifying race from NASRA, starts 5th, and Michael Sturgill on the outside in row number 3. Larry McDonald and Pator Smetana make up row number 4. And Jacob Reeves, good evening, my friend. Your top 10 will find Trevor Asmanoff and Peyton Johnson in the 15-10th.
Yeah, absolutely, Wesley Outland. Good evening to you as well as Dylan Jones and Wyatt Gray is going to make up row number 6. You flip-flop back to row 7. You got Max Denda and Matthew Patton. Look at Patton rocking the 3 and the 48, 2 iconic numbers. We'll see what happens. David Giusti and Jacob Smetana back here in row number 8 with the Smetana twins. Then you got Tristan Bruce, OTB, with Hunter Hastings picking up row number 9, and rounding out the top 20 is Craig Schroeder, a driver with NASRA, and Nathan Harper.
Row number 11 will find Dana Ryan from West Virginia and Michael Barksdale, the Big Red Machine, on the outside in 22nd. Row number 12 will find Sean Corbett from Wilmington, North Carolina, Dustin Shepard alongside. Row 13, Patrick Millett will start 25th. David Flanagan to his outside. Rest of the lineup will find Tyler Goodwin in the 27, followed by Robert Richardson. And your top 30 on the grid. As preliminary laps are underway, the Holla Daddy from Fort Myers, Brian Chu, and J.R. Miller. He'll start 30th.
Right behind them, Joey Creech and George Jewell making up row number 16, 31st, 32nd here tonight. Then you go to row 17 with Nathan Brown and Joey Masevich. I've raced against him with teammates in the past. Joey Masevich, you can see him out here with Brian Petto and Matthew Dula-Lot. What it would mean for him to get in this bad boy. He'd have him some Dula-Lots when it's all said and done. Owen Strange and Josh Sustakapa making up the top 38. Round out the top 40 is Justin Johnson and Tucker McClendon with the Tennessee colors.
Rest of the lineup will find all those drivers of 40 plus. Everybody else operating race control. Thank you again, Justin White from the NASRA Cup Series, TJ Moore, of course, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Nod. And there's a look at the information. 60 laps, 150 miles, 3 sets of tires, fuel capacity 100%. We're racing under the lights. Weather conditions coming up in a moment. Under partly cloudy conditions, there will be one attempt at a green-white checker if need be. Partly cloudy, track temp is at 79 degrees, 78.80 Fahrenheit. Air temp is at 77. And absolutely, Jacob Reeves, perfect virtual night for racing at Daytona.
Yeah, but you can't get much better than this right here. 77, 78, just smack dab right in the middle, and exactly what these drivers want to see. Ain't going to have to worry about a whole lot of tire wear. You saw it with the three sets of tires, obviously. But the main thing about it, though, these drivers is going to have to do something that they haven't done all week long in these qualifying races. What's that? a pit stop, and it's going to damn near be required to make that pit stop. I expect them to go around lap 30, give or take. Some may go a little bit earlier whenever the pit window would open up to be able to make it. You can go about 35, 37, 38 laps on a full tank of fuel. So somewhere in that range is when you're going to start to see people open up. About lap 23, 24, that's what you're going to be aiming for.
Brandon Broadfoot from Chico, California, the Razor Ramon of NASRA, the only driver that made it in from the qualifying races of the week representing the NASRA brand as a winner. But now, the final preliminary night underway before we race them for 500 miles tomorrow evening. Green flag in the air. ServPro, Duel 1 underway here in Daytona. Malik Ray on the inside. Vice right there in stride for stride is Win. Everhart, outside lane begins to pick up speed as they rumble off 31 degrees into turn number 2.
Yeah, Jackson Bias locked and loaded up on the outside lane. Kyler Wynn right behind him. Malik Ray there with Daniel Everhart. Pretty much an all-star cast, if you will, up here within the top 10. Larry McDonald trying to make something happen back there in the 74, but Jackson Bias holding toe with Malik Ray down on the inside. Kyler Wynn in synchronized formation. Bias comes down. They almost touch coming through turn 4 for the first time here tonight.
Smart thing to do is not do anything aggressive here. This is only lap number 1. 1 lap in, 59 to go. Vice now leads the opening go. Win now the second. Everybody behind them, including Everhart, Smetana, Broadfoot, Johnson, McDonald, all door to door as they go back into turn number 2.
Jackson Bias, got clear, and Kyler Wynn both got them mixed up almost with Wynn up on the top side. Now he's getting the shove from obviously Michael Sturgill Jr. Jr. shoves Wynn. Wynn's got a nose out ahead going into turn 3. He will grab the lead. Jackson Bias with Malik Ray right behind him. Then you got Everhart back there with Peter Smetana, Broadfoot, Johnson, McDonald, and Gray, the top 10.
Here they come, slicing as Aspernoff gets pushed out of line. He goes below the double yellow line. He's got to sneak back up and get beside Gray's car to try to make them 3 wide. Now way high goes Bice. This opens the door to the inside lane. Open it now to Kyler Wynn. He'll peek through to the lead. Everhart right there as we're 3 wide to that second row with now cars in the middle with Smetana, Gray, and Johnson off 2.
Jackson Bias going all the way to the back, maybe seeing something that he didn't like about the front. Hell, we got a spinner all the way down to the apron. No caution yet. That's the comp of Larry McDonald. Looked like it had the 80 on there, but now they're going to throw the ServPro caution first one of the night.
Larry McDonald in that 80 machine, some contact made as they got a little antsy down the super stretch. He came from the outside lane, then veered into the bottom of the double yellow line, and then he goes spinning. You're already seeing a little glimpse of it. I'm wondering if Nathan Harper might have squeezed up McDonald and didn't give him enough room, and that's what caused the accident. You're already seeing a replay of where he had already spun. We're going to have to go a little bit further. Watch this, though, and actually, my apologies, McDonald lost it in front of Harper's front bow, nowhere to go. Then he gets into the 09 machine. That's the driver of Dylan Jones, and that's what caused the accident. Harper into the left rear off of Aspernoff's passenger side, and then T-boned by Jones. Everybody else is just trying to check up from there.
Yeah, everybody trying to figure out a way to get through it. McDonald actually down the bottom, down there on the apron, was able to, everybody kind of jump up to the top side and try to get around him. If he'd have been smack dab in the middle of the racetrack, good Lord have mercy, there's no telling how that would have ended up turning out. But once again, you saw the contact with Harper, with McDonald, also with Aspernoff, and also with Jones right there in it. Looked like McDonald got tagged, got set up, Harper got in the back of him, and there goes Larry McDonald. Boy, I'll tell you this much. If he had any eggs on his farm, it straight up got scrambled right there on the apron. He's going to be from the back. But, Wesley, he ain't got to worry about it here tonight because, remember, he already won in his qualifying race. He's already locked in tomorrow night.
Remember, there's 14 more spots up for grabs. 15 drivers have made it in by virtue of the qualifying races and the last chance races since Sunday night. So, with that said, if you win and you advance, obviously, a little more extra money in your pocket. But if you have a bad night and you decide to park it, you automatically are guaranteed to start in the race. Some drivers are on pit lane already getting service early.
You're listening to the CRN Community Radio Network. We now pause for station identification. This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
Drivers making pit stops, Jacob Reeves, rather early than what I anticipated. Everybody behind the top 15 or 13 for that matter onto the pit lane for service.
Yeah, I mean, and I think honestly, this is kind of just one of those deals where everybody jumps down pit road, go ahead. They're just going down, just getting some fuel, just to have that little bit of extra in the tank. Remember, I talked about it. Obviously they can't go a whole 60 laps on a full tank of fuel, so they're going to go ahead and jump down and maybe take advantage of this extra 5 laps. These other guys clutching it, saving fuel. I mean, you can do that as well, but it doesn't hurt to have a little bit in the tank. The other thing is, you saw Kyler win and others. They were up there at the front. They did not have any draft or anything to help them out. Granted, it's just 5 laps, but if you can get an extra 5 laps on fuel to your advantage over the rest of the field, hell yeah, take it. I mean, why not? I mean, take it all day long.
The driver out of Prague, Czech Republic, Czechoslovakia, if that matter. That is the driver of the number 53 machine. That is Petr Smetana from the eNASCAR Czech program. Also, he's competed in some eNASCAR events, Road to Pro and more. Right now, he is the man that leads the way, that number 53 machine. Back in second is Johnson in the number 15, representing NASRA from Abingdon, Virginia, and the Papa Julio's entry. And right now, back to third, Brandon Broadfoot, also for NASRA from Chico, California. And you're on board with him down below. Brandon Broadfoot, the 22, the only driver that won a qualifier for the NASRA brand. Michael Barksdale in the top 5. That's the way it stands from Wiley, Texas. Is Jacob, we have the lights off on the pace car. We should be looking for green flag next time by.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to get more interesting than interesting. Gets everybody kind of stacked back up. They was already stacked up, but that caution, it's got to give everybody just a little bit of a reminder that cautions do happen, obviously, in these dual races. I'm sure they was a part of a hell of a lot of them through the qualifying races all the way through the week. But one thing about this, though, Wesley, these guys need to understand it. This is their only shot. Here in the duels. If you don't make it through on this one, you can't just say, hey, you know what, I'm going to take another shot. I'm going to go to dual race number 2, and I'll be able to get it lined up. No, you cannot, because that field is already lined up. These guys, they're already got their lineup ready. You can't jump into that one. You got into this one. And mind you as well, remember, no fast repairs as well. So if you get your car junked in this, and you're already not locked into tomorrow night, you're pretty much screwed. You might be sitting there drinking beer with the other, however many that's going to watch it live tomorrow night. You might be just sitting there drinking a cold one watching it tomorrow night.
Yeah, remember, if you do the math, if you're thinking this up, mathematically, 15 drivers minus 43 spots, that means there's 28 positions up for grabs, meaning that 14 drivers will transfer from the first duel that, by the way, are not locked in from the qualifying races. I want to emphasize on that. Guys that ran the qualifying races and that won, that's a mulligan. You're automatically in to the NASRA 500 King of Daytona. 14 spots up for grabs for drivers that have not punched their way in from 1 and then in the DSR Electric Duel 2 coming up next. Back underway, green flag in the ServPro Duel in Daytona. Johnson now. Peyton Johnson, that is, on the high side. It's around Smetana family. Broadfoot's right there in the mix. So is Big Red with Barkdale down the back straightaway.
And a third lane starting to arise up there with Kyler Wynn trying to make it happen. One driver jumped out right there up to the top side to try to make something happen, go in front of Kyler Wynn, but Peyton Johnson and Jacob Smetana side by side trying to make it happen. The driver that jumped up in front of Kyler Wynn is Michael Sturgill Jr. outside lane starting to work off 4.
Sturgill made that work happen on Wednesday night to put himself in by a qualifying race winner. He's on the high side. Pushed on the outside lane by Kyler Wynn, the pride out of Canada, the man who won this race last year. Up top, down to the inside. Smetana behind him, 3x3 as they move out of turn 2.
Smetana up front all by himself. Johnson, Shepard side by side. After that, you flip-flop back, and it's 3 wide from there on back. Now the top side starting to die off. Sturgill Jr., Kyler Wynn, nothing happening. They're dying off big time. They got one right behind them. Looks like it's J.R. Miller or Junior Miller, but nothing happening with that outside lane. Smetana leads off of turn 4.
From Prague, Czechoslovakia. And there he's got a hungry horse, the Warlord, behind him. With Johnson on the inside, there goes Shepard now. And that golden white Ford. All these drivers now try to tuck and get in line. With Smetana, part of the family back from Prague. Czech Republic back to 4th and 5th. Don't count out the 48 machine. That's also Max Dinda. As they work the back straightaway, it is still all Smetana down the back straightaway.
Yes, Smetana all by himself and trying to make it happen up here at the front. Johnson to shove him clear. The other Smetana, Peter Smetana. They'll go to 3rd. Side by side behind them, Broadfoot, Shepard, Dinda, and Barksdale, and the rest of them off turn 4.
Something we haven't watched a lot this week has been the formation of that outside lane up against the safer barrier. Get going now. It really is coming to form, and drivers are friggin' making it work. Like Eberhardt, like Astronaut. Sturgill hung out to dry. He's got to get to the front bow of Dinda's car on the outside lane. And meanwhile, from the top shelf, it is Eberhardt now battling for 3rd out of 2.
Eberhardt basically sitting there saying, looky here, hold my beer, watch what I can do. All the way up to the 2nd spot. But he's side by side with Johnson for that 2nd spot. Jacob Smetana still holding with the lead. Eberhardt trying to get Astronaut to give him the old shove. He'll get to the door of Smetana off turn 4.
Little wiggle there for a minute. As just bouncing out of line was Johnson's car. Bobbing, weaving alongside Asronoff. Now they lose ground on the inside. But now Daniel Eberhardt to the lead. From the middle lane to the bottom lane. Hugging the double yellow line. Car number 9 in the lead in 1 and 2.
Eberhardt from the bottom, or from the top to the bottom, jumps up there, makes it happen. Now Astronaut says, I want a piece of this. He's going to get the shove from right behind as well with Broadfoot. Broadfoot's going to shove him. Astronaut goes to the front, but just by inches over him. And now Broadfoot goes up top. Broadfoot may end up hanging himself out. Kyler Wynn, Sturgill behind him, but Astronaut leads him off turn 4. He'll drop down to the bottom.
It is an East Coast, West Coast battle for the top 3 from Atlanta, Georgia, and obviously Augusta. Astronaut and Broadfoot from California battling the Atlanta, Georgia driver Eberhardt in 2nd. They battle for the lead. The top 3 pull away from them into turn 1.
Astronaut from Masters Country trying to make it happen here in duel number 1, presented by ServPro. Up at the front, jumps from the bottom, jumps up to the top. May jump back down to the bottom in front of Eberhardt. Eberhardt trying to get the shove as well to slide up here and make it happen. But for the most part, Astronaut going to keep it up on the top side. Eberhardt with the shove from Smetana down in the cellar where Grandpappy has the moonshot from Gritty. He'll go all the way to the front. Smetana shoves Eberhardt to the front off 4.
And that outside lane starting to now become silent as they work their way through the tri-oval, back out the start-finish. It's Eberhardt now. He'll get a clear by about a car length back over the rest of the pack from 4th on back. Meanwhile, Astronaut right on his back door. Now the field swallows him up in the traffic as they work again. Side crafting. Here comes Kyler Wynn. He'll carry Sturgill with him. And the machinist Shepard on the outside in 2.
Yeah, Eberhardt couldn't figure out where he wanted to go. Bottom, top, figured out fine. Screw it, we'll just take the bottom. May end up costing him. Kyler Wynn all the way up on the top side, up 3 spots, and he's exactly where he wants to be. Last year's winner of the NASRA 500 King of Daytona, he's up at the front with Eberhardt behind him.
Tyler Wynn from Canada up to the number 1 position at around lap number 13. 13 in of 60. Remember, this race, 150 miles, 60 laps as they rumble back into the corner. We got caution. Yellow flag out over the racetrack. We got problems. The driver in the 38th position is around the 82, Justin Johnson. It looks like it's a single car spin. He pulls away. Justin Johnson, the driver from Dallas, Texas, puts us under caution for the second time in the ServPro Duels in Daytona. Here's a pulse buffer in replay.
Yeah, they had a blinker right there in the middle. You see Johnson down there. Whoa, wow, looked like he just comes straight up, literally straight up the racetrack.
Malik
right
Ray.
there in front of the one. That is Malik Ray. Just unfortunate for both of them right there, but Johnson looked like he saw a hole, tried to jump up. Malik Ray was there, ended up right rear hooking himself up into the wall. Watch him again. You got McClendon right there. You can't miss him. I mean, hell, he's got the Tennessee horns right there on the hood. He's the only one doing it. But blinker right there in front of him as well. And watch Johnson. He sees it. He thinks he's clear. Ray gets a run, gets in the draft, and Johnson just comes straight up the track and hooks himself. Ray nowhere to go. Everybody drives down. McClendon gets a piece of it. And after that, Johnson just pretty much just spins it and tries to lock it down. And Justin Johnson bringing out the second caution here in dual race number 1.
Here's another look at it from on board with Greenville, South Carolina's Malik Ray. And I noticed Shepard popped in view and out of view again. Here's Jones right there, the Dallas, Texas driver, and the number 82, Justin Johnson, I'm sorry. And he gets turned, nowhere to go. And Malik Ray got lucky, Jacob. I got to wonder if there's how much damage, if any, on the number 1 car. Right now, the orange and 1 looks like he's okay. He can continue on.
Yeah, I mean, I think he'll be good to go and just no problem, no harm, no foul. I mean, like we were talking about earlier, Wesley, this is more or less his mulligan. You see the contact right there with Denda jumping down all the way down on the apron, trying to miss it. Remember, folks, they can go below that double yellow line. If there's a wreck, they can go all the way down there to try to miss the wreck. And obviously, he's going to do a bit of just a little bit of landscaping right there in the grass right there through 1 and 2 to try to straighten it out. I mean, you can go wherever you want to go in that particular instance to try to miss wrecks. You just can't go down there to improve your position trying to race.
Drivers are coming down pit road. 15 laps of 60, 45 to go. We'll step away from Daytona as we're just about heading to the midway point of ServPro Duel number 1 to lock in the inside row for tomorrow night's King of Daytona NASRA 500.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
And we're back here at Daytona as we continue on with the NASRA 500 King of Daytona. This is the ServPro Duel number 1. Jacob Reeves, the redneck announcer. I'm Wesley Outland, of course. Bigglestein hopped on production. Couple of cautions, Jacob, in the early going. But for the most part, it's been a pretty calm, cool, collected event, and we've saw numerous drivers leading in the opening 15 laps.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, we've saw a lot of lead changes. A lot of guys have swapped it out up in front. trying to, with some of these guys that's already locked into this thing tomorrow night, some drivers like Kyler Wim, Lee Cray, and others, Brandon Broadfoot being one of them, they're up there just flexing muscle. They're up there kind of showing what they've got and trying to flex a little muscle and show, hey, I'm up here, this is what you're probably going to see out of me come tomorrow night, for the King of Daytona, for the NASRA 500. The rest of these guys, some of them that's not locked in, they might be pushing their luck just a little bit. I don't know if I'd be up there mixing it up with some of these old boys. I would try to find myself, like you were talking about, to try to find myself at least up there in that top 20, because, according to what we were talking about and what we were understanding to be the top 14 out of them, and then you got the other 6 that's locked yourself in already, so, or actually it's more than that now because of the LCQs, so you want to try to find yourself in that top 20. If you can find yourself up there in that top 20, that's where you want to be, but if you're not locked into it, I wouldn't get too crazy trying to get up there at the front and try to mix it up. It gives you a good starting spot tomorrow night, but it gets you in a bad spot up there with a lot of these guys that really ain't got nothing to lose, and they can be aggressive.
Well, the field will get ready to come back for a restart. We'll try to re-rack them, restack them, and go again as Owen Scrage as far as on the front row, followed with Tyler Wynn. Obviously, there's Brandon Broadfoot. He fell back outside the top 15 in the 16th spot. And we'll get ready to try this again. ServPro Duel Race number 1, 14 spots on top of the drivers that have won qualifying races, that have locked themselves in by doing so. And the inside lane will be determined from that order for tomorrow night. Remember, we go live around 6:45 Eastern, green flag at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific. As we go back to green now in the King of Daytona ServPro Duel Race number 1. We're about 1/3 of the way through the Sega car. Sega! Remember that back in the day? Sega, Scrage now into the lead over winning Everhart in turn 1 and 2.
Yeah, Owen Scrage up 36 spots from where he started here in Duel Race number 1. One of those drivers that is not locked in, and he might have heard my advice. He said, screw this, I'll drop to the bottom. He just wanted to get up there and show that he was up there, but now he's going to fall back in line. Kyler Wynn jumps up at the front. Astronaut, Everhart, Michael Sturgill Jr., Jacob Smith, 10 of the top 5 off turn number 4.
Working their way down into the corner. Off the 4, cross the stripe, Kyler Wynn. Right back up in front again. The Pride from Thunder Bay, Ontario, Canada. He won this race last year. Remember the controversial finish between himself and Malik Ray. And right now, Wynn up in front, throwing blocks on Astronaut. Astronaut diving, bonsaiing below the double yellow line. And here comes that second group, led for third, fourth, that pack, running them down door to door to 3.
Yeah, very, very aggressive moves up here at the front. Kyler Wynn tried to put the block, not able to make it happen. Jumps right up on the top side in front of Spentenas. We got another ServPro caution. A couple of them getting spun around off of turn number 4, bringing out the third one of the night.
There is another caution. We'll find out what happened as we got guys, maybe McDonald, I'm not sure. The guy in 38th position's way off the pace. In turn number 2 down the back straightaway, I don't know who it is then.
Michael Barksdale.
Barksdale, I think might have,
see.
Big red number 00. Let's see if we can find him, Michael Barksdale.
Oh, damn.
And there it is. Multiple camera angles coming up to show you what happened. Matthew Dula, I believe is what we're being told. The number 17 of Matthew Dula. Watch this and look what happened to the man from Columbus, Ohio. Watch this. I'm not sure what happened, Jacob. Whoa,
I think
there
he
you
saw
go.
hard,
That'll
tried
cause
to
it.
jump down. Tried to jump down, wasn't clear. Bam! Hard in the outside rotative wall. Literally back end, jumps
Brian
up
Chew.
off of the track. Good Lord, Brian Chew, nowhere for him to go. And if we end up riding on board with Matt Dula right here, this is going to be one of those instances where I say, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your ex-wife if she's sitting beside of you. This is going to be a hard impact right from Dula. He gets clear, wasn't clear, bam! And that's all she wrote for Dula Light.
Another look at it again. The 17, Ohio's Matthew Dula. Watch this as he came up. Is he up under Bruce? Yeah. He didn't clear the 18 car Gray, and then Suss helped him for liftoff, and then the 51 and Brian Chew is on the binders to try to avoid getting as much damage from him as he can. Oh, boy. Caution out for those guys. Yep.
Wesley, as hard as that impact was, and remember, these guys do not have a fast repair that they can use. So Matt Dula's out. Like, he is done. Like, I mean, as hard as he hit that wall right there, he is going to have significant damage. I would say required repairs. I guarantee you he's got optional repairs. As hard as he hit that thing, Matt Dula, that is a hard impact for Matt Dula. And he's not one of those drivers that is locked into the field. That is very unfortunate for Matt Dula.
And another caution out is Dula's car. There you see last pit stop information posted, seeing drivers that either took tires, fuel. For the most part, it's been all fuel only, as we are 20 laps into this race, 40 laps to go. And obviously that is the 100 miles that remain. Jacob, what's your take of what we've seen in the first 50 miles of this contest, sir?
I mean, very good racing, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of guys mixing it up. A lot of guys kind of, like I was talking about, go ahead and just flex their muscles a little bit to what they got, kind of try to flex them out there and kind of show what they have. And some of these other guys trying to get themselves locked in. Sean Corbett, I know he's got some fans out there on the live chat pulling for him. Corbett up there in a pretty good spot from where he's sitting at up there in the 8th spot currently right now. That would eventually lock him in to tomorrow night. So real good racing right here, but it's only going to get more and more and more aggressive once we get closer to that lap 60.
Lights off on the pace car. We step away very quickly for a commercial as we are ready for a restart, and 1/3 of the way through in ServPro Duel 1 here at Daytona. There's still 100 miles remaining.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Perfect, back in time as the pace car drops onto the pit lane. Back underway, green flag in ServPro Duel race number 1. Remember, the final preliminary, Duel 2, coming up next. Astronaut over Sturgill. Win, Eberhardt, the top 4 start to pull away from the leaders as they work in turn 2, Jacob Reeves.
Astronaut up at the front. He's got Sturgill, Wynn, and Eberhardt and Pinto right behind him. Or Pinto, rather. That's the top 5. Pinto up 31 spots as he goes up to the 4th spot. Astronaut leads them. Sturgill and Wynn. Eberhardt, there's Pinto. All of them working their way through turn 3 and 4 coming around this time for lap 24 and 60 here in dual race number 1.
They work their way again down off the corner out of turn number 4. It is right now Astronaut, Trevor Astronaut on the inside. Wynn trying to get something started up on the outside lane. Nothing there yet. With the help of other cars, Spatana and Johnson now on the bottom as they work their way to the inside of the leader in turn number 1 and 2.
Astronaut up here with Sturgill and Spatana. They are clear, all clear. You flip-flop back. It is double wide. There's a 3rd lane rolling. Kyler Wynn and Peyton Johnson side by side for that 4th spot. Really getting antsy back there with Patton trying to get up there. Pinto trying to jump up there as well. That 3rd lane trying to make something happen, but everybody jumps up there, jumps back out of it as Astronaut and Sturgill still lead off turn 4.
Sturgill tries to poke out of line. Makes the move on the inside. He'll try to make one after Astronaut. He's got a bunt there from Spatana and Wynn to help the 89 up the hill. There comes now another car. Way up high. Johnson now up. Well, we got a car up on the 3rd lane trying to get something going. I think he got blocked. As now here they come again to the back straightaway. Top 5 now, single file.
Yeah, top 5 single file, and I'll make it top 6, and I'll make it end up being top 7. Good God almighty, Wyatt Gray, hold my beer and watch this shot up the top side. It made it happen, and Jacob Spatana, he's going to get hung out to dry. Astronaut, Wynn, Eberhardt, everybody going around Spatana off turn 4.
And you mentioned the 18 car of Wyatt Gray. Also, Malik Gray is up there as well. We've not heard anything in his hide since Sunday night when he won the opening out of the leaders make contact. Wynn, Astronaut turns into the pack. Malik Gray's involved. Spatana's involved. Johnson drives below the double yellow line, and other cars were as well. Caution out, trouble in turn number 2.
Good Lord have mercy. I believe that was the big one right there. Wesley Allen for the 4th caution here, dual race number 1. It happened when Kyler Wynn dove to the inside, and Trevor Astronaut from the 89 tried to put the block, and he came up short on it, and after that, it was a free-for-all.
The big one thus far has just took place in turn number 1 and 2. Watch this replay. It happened up with the front runner. And Jacob, I got to say this, man, it is too damn early to be doing this side drafting to one another. It's just, I mean, you just cannot be doing this right now. We're not even halfway in this race.
No, I mean, it is not. I mean, it's way too early to be doing all the side drafting and the blocking and everything else. Astronaut, he saw it. He waited too late. Game over. You see Spatana right there, Peter Spatana, that is, at a 32 gets involved. Others getting involved. Sturgill Jr. involved. I mean, literally half the field eaten alive over in 1 and 2 here at Daytona on the 31 degrees of bacon. Watch it again. Astronaut right here in front of Wynn. Wynn's going to make a last-ditch effort going to turn 1 in. I think it honestly threw him off. Astronaut wasn't expecting it, and he tried to jump down, put the block. We've seen him make the blocks time and time again. This one just didn't go his way, and it was game over. Wynn tags him in the left rear, and it is a straight-up bar fight free-for-all. Malik Ray and others getting involved and stacking them up, wadding them up over in turn 1 and 2.
Matana, Sturgill, I mean, obviously Shepard. Nowhere to go for them. Cars drop into the inside of the outside. We go on board now. This is on board with Jakub Spatana from Prague Republic. Watch this and take a listen. Well, he went into slow mo, so it took the sound away. But anyhow, you saw the impact there. I'll tell you the other one that should tell a tale. Let's go on board with Jacob Astronaut or Kyler Wynn, the 82 Dean in production truck, the 82 of Kyler Wynn. Watch this and watch this again. You're on board with Kyler Wynn. This should tell a tale here, Jacob. Watch this.
Yeah, watch the movie.
All on the
right
back door of the Jack Shack. And he got lucky, and he got lucky and was able to keep on going, right? I mean, I don't know. I know he's our defending race winner. To me, Jacob, that's just a little too early to be driving like that. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, and especially trying to bump draft somebody in the middle of the corner. That's a no-no. That's a no-no.
Yeah. I mean, very, very aggressive driving right here at the halfway point here in dual race number 1. I mean, he took a shot. Yeah, he bump drafted him going into the corner and then tried to fake him out and tried to dive down to the inside to make the pass. And then game over at that point. I mean, you know, bad deal for Astronaut, for Trevor Astronaut, is obviously he's going to be in the pits for, a good while going down as we're actually going down, checking out all the pit boards and everything else. We're actually looking and just checking them all out. Pretty cool pit boards. All real cool pit boards. To be honest with you, Dean, you know where I'm going with that. Anyway, but, I mean, unfortunate right here at the halfway point, but Wesley, it was bound to happen. As aggressive as the pushes was, as aggressive as the moves was, as aggressive as the blocks was, we was going to have a big wreck. We just didn't know when it was going to happen, and damned if it didn't right here at the halfway point.
Closing in on 75 miles completed of this race. Thanks for all of y'all that are in the masses that are watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and the bell so you can be able to keep up with all of our coverage on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. As we step away real quickly, we'll re-rack them, restack them. They're going to get the one to go at the line. We thank a sponsor or two. We're back for the restart and the second half of the ServPro Duels in Daytona next.
For Murph's Magical Creations, home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Welcome back to Daytona. Oh, Jacob Reeves, Wesley Outlet here with you. Our combos with our producer off air. You people just, you got to listen to it. Behind the mic. That's all I got to say. You people. You people. Yeah, the audience, our audience. Not mean that in a bad way. Not you people in a bad way. You awesome iRacing virtual followers. All right, there's drivers that are making repairs, taking time off the clock. And Jacob Reeves, we're coming to the line. 31 laps to go, 1 lap to halfway, and we're back to it again in ServPro Duel 1 here in Daytona.
Oh, baby, here we go. We'll see how this ends up working out as we got some new faces up at the front after that big one that happened just a couple of laps ago. Right here in turn 1 and 2. Wyatt Gray, David Giusti up there at the front. Peyton Johnson, Peter Smetana smack dab up here in the mix as well with Nathan Harper. New faces in new places up here at the front. Wyatt Gray, huge shot from Johnson down on the bottom side. Giusti up on the top side, tried to get the shot from Harper and Smetana, but Gray is clear. Johnson is clear. Harper trying to get clear. Front 2 single file, rest of them double file.
And keep an eye also on George Jewell. He has climbed into the top 10 as well in car number 36. Right now, all this happens as we're halfway home. 30 down, 30 to go. 75 miles completed, 75 miles remain in ServPro Duel number 1. And Smetana's got a big bump on just these cars. They work in turn 2. And while that goes on, how about them Cowboys? They suck in football, but the car Harper is battling Gray for the lead in turn number 2.
Well, damn, just tell us how you really feel with Harper up here trying to make it happen. No, they do not. No, they do not have the best quarterback as we're looking 3 wide back there in the back. Look like that is Kyler Wynn. Yes, it is. Trying to get back up here at the front as aggressive as he is. Goes around Juicy. He might end up getting the extra juice in that damn thing. Got the turbo kicking. Malik Gray behind him to help. Kyler Wynn trying to get back up here at the front with Gray still leading.
Ready for the second half of this one to roll down to the inside. It is Gray now in the lead. Remember, Gray at one time earlier this week was front nose into the wall the following night. The following race, he was able to win the qualifier. Max Tenda bouncing side draft off South Carolina's Malik Gray. It's we got contact. Couple marks into the fence and a couple Cowboys front. Harper's at the wall. Harper, other cars crashing. McClendon, I feel the same about the Volunteers in Tennessee. Kyler Wynn, the Daytona winner last year's crashed out. Other cars wrecking. Caution out just after halfway. Looks like Barksdale is caught up in it. Wow. Caution is out.
2 big ones back to back right here, Wesley Outland. All of it happened up there at the front. Kyler Wynn up there. You see it up here at the front. There is Kyler Wynn. And obviously with Harper in the 4, watch Harper, watch Ray. Ray jumps down. Wynn tries to come down, tries to get down. He can't do it. Ray tags Harper so damn hard. And Wynn is trying to side draft him and door bang him so much. He ends up clipping the right rear Harper, sends him up the track. Everybody dives down to the inside to try to miss Wynn and Harper. And the bad part about it, they got other cars down to their inside. They look like they went through there at 4 wide at one point. And there's not a whole lot of real estate here at Daytona. It's not as wide as Talladega is on these 31 degrees of bacon. So everybody dives down to the inside, tries to miss it. And unfortunately, they end up hitting other cars. There's not enough real estate. And then everybody else ends up going around. Watch it again. Ray up the middle. Wynn door bangs. He gets down too damn close. He gets into Harper. Right rear hooks him. And chaos ensues afterwards.
A couple of bonsai moves, as we mentioned, whenever we were showing you on board with those cars. And then, obviously, there is the short end of what happened. Harper's car into the fence. Kyler Wynn T-bones him into turn number 3. A number of other cars getting collected. And like you said, second big one. We had one in the middle of the turn in 1 and 2, and now heading to turn 3, another massive crash. Smetana, Petor Smetana caught up in it. Here's another look at it again. You're on board now with Petor Smetana from Czechoslovakia. Watch this.
Wow.
I mean, he thinks he's okay, Jacob. You know, he thinks he's okay. He's like, okay, I'm on the bottom of the racetrack. Nothing's in my way. I'm going to be all right. And then all of a sudden, bam. We've always said this, right? Reality or virtual about super speedway racing, Jacob Reeves. It doesn't matter if you're the guy that started the accident. 9 times out of 10, the calamity happens from the guys trying to avoid it or think that they're okay, and then they get hit. Look at George Jewell on board with a 36 Carhartt color. I think he's all right as he drops to the grass.
Yeah, he's tried to be able to make it through there, but just unfortunately, I mean, just so much chaos just going on. That's the thing. That's what I've always said, West Outland. When they have these big wrecks and you're racing at Daytona or Talladega or even the new Atlanta for that matter, that has always been my play, just to be down on the bottom side, get on that apron, because you have that opportunity. If all hell ends up breaking loose, you got all that real estate. You can landscape in the grass. You can keep it down below on the apron. You have all that real estate. If you are up on the top side and they wreck and they shoot up there, you're screwed. You got to lock it down and hope like hell somebody doesn't run you over.
Another look at it again. Watch Malik Ray right up the middle, the Tent Solutions entry right there, the orange and white number 1. And then that's just side draft. That's side air. You're bouncing off of one another. And there you see the end result. Heart breaks for Harper and the Cowboys, right? I mean, But there goes the car. And then everyone else caught up in it. Michael Barksdale caught up in it, the big red there car. And there you see it. Kyler Wynn. Second time now, Jacob Reeves. Kyler Wynn has come close to being involved. Well, actually, correction, he's been involved in accidents. I just think he's been able to get away unscathed with a lot of serious damage on those cars. Cars are exiting off the pit lane. Cars behind the pace car, led by Johnson and Gray, are getting the one-to-go indication. Wow, look at this. Look at the damage clock there, Jacob.
Yeah, I mean, Dean was talking about it the other night. Dean, I can't remember what you ended up calling it with the initials on it. It's the R something L or whatever. Yeah. Well, yeah. He called it something else. We'll call it the damn junkyard list. We'll call it the JL. That's basically what this is right now. This is literally the junkyard list. Everybody down there. Scrapyard something. I can't remember what the hell he called it the other night when there was just so many of them lined up down through there. But that is these guys trying to get some damage repaired. Joshua Suss, Brian Chew, some of these guys, they need to have better nights. Obviously, Malik Ray, he's had some issues having to get some repairs done, but he's up there in the third spot. He's able to fight back through all of it. Some of these other guys, they need to have good nights to try to transfer in to race tomorrow night in the King of Daytona NASRA 500, and just so many wrecks. They've just been in bad situations where it may end up costing them.
Wyatt Gray from Columbus, Ohio. Another Columbus driver. Matthew Dula had problems earlier. Wyatt Gray in the 18 leading over Johnson, Peyton Johnson from Abingdon, Virginia. So you've got Ohio, Virginia, South Carolina with Malik Ray. Flanagan from Texas, representing the Lone Star State. And the 48 of Denda from Colorado. So they're all over the country here. The best of the best battling across the world, for that matter, as we wrap up our fifth ServPro caution. ServPro dual race one back inside. United Rentals restart zone there with the gearbox. We're back to three. Gray on the inside. 25 laps to go as they rock, roll, and rumble into the 31 degrees of banking up into turn number 1 and 2.
Yeah, Wyatt Gray down on the bottom side. He's got Malik Ray behind him with Max Denda, with Peyton Johnson. David Giusti trying to make it happen. David Flanagan, haven't talked a whole lot about him tonight. And also TV, Tristan Bruce up here in a pretty good spot as well. But Wyatt Gray leading them coming down the back chute. Peyton Johnson trying to get that outside lane rocking and rolling. And he's got to watch himself because some of these boys up there at the front may want to try to jump up in front of him, try to make it happen. Giusti thinking about it. Gray leads.
Here they come. Through 3 and 4, down to the tri-oval, cross the stripe. Keep an eye on Denda's car. He's going to get a big bump on Gray. Max Denda right there. And now Malik Gray with a big burst of momentum from Justy's car. Justy in the 24. Jeff Gordon throwback car working his way down the back straightaway with Gray in the lead as they close in off 2.
Yeah, Gray throwing a little bit of a block, jumping up top. Denda thinking about going low. He'll jump down. He'll block the inside lane. Peyton Johnson will go to the third spot. Right behind him, Malik Ray trying to make it happen. You got Brian Pinto still up 30 spots in a prime position to lock himself into tomorrow night. Malik Ray will jump up. He'll try to lead the outside lane now.
Rumbling across the stripe. It is again Wyatt Gray down to the inside. Here comes Denda right there in tow with Johnson. Malik Ray now from 4th. Started this race on the pole. He's got now another car, Brian Pinto's Toyota, right there behind him. All this goes on as they go to the back straightaway, and Tristan Bruce in the 23 pops out of line. He's going to throw a block, though, on David Flanagan on the high side.
Oh, baby, and there could have been a hell of a wreck right there with Malik Ray and Peyton Johnson up there in the third spot. They make contact. They door banged a little bit right in front of Brian Pittow. Gray, now he'll jump up. He'll block the advance. Ray makes a shot. Gray tried to put the block on him. Hit the like and subscribe if you love it. Get ready for the NASRA 500 King of Daytona.
Uh-oh, he did. Caution out. Oh, man. And it is Flanagan. Flanagan and McDonald get together. Caution is out for the 6th time. There was so close. I looked at the contact. Max Dinda, I believe it is, or the other car actually, that second blue car in line. I want to say it was the 24 of Justy's car. Justy and Flanagan get together. Watch it again on the replay. It happened so quick. And then McDonald, nowhere to go. Barksdale, nowhere to go. Brian Chew, nowhere to go. Watch the 31 and the 24. This is where the contact happened.
Yeah, you see Flanagan up on the top side. Yeah, I think he might have got into, I believe, that might have been Sturgill or Corbett, one of them up there at the front. He got tagged, got set around a little bit sideways, and then just lost it. Came down into Justy, and then just game over. He loses it, comes up, hits the outside retaining wall, and Larry McDonald, I'm telling you, I bet you he is tickled to damn death that he is locked into this bad boy, because he has had some seriously bad luck here tonight. You see him go up the hill. Woo! Sturgill barely missed him. Everybody slides by, and then McDonald nowhere to go. You see Barksdale, Shepard, Chew, all of them sliding down to the bottom. And unfortunate for David Flanagan, who is having a fantastic run.
Let's ride on board with McDonald. Ask you shall receive. Watch this. This should be interesting. Spin that damn Jack Shack. That's McDonald, and then there's Michael Barksdale. Let's watch the Big Red Machine Chevrolet. Watch him. By the way, for somebody that was asking about West Virginia drivers, Dana Ryan in the Valvoline #1 with a throwback to Brandon Shepard of the World of Outlaws cars from West Virginia, Vienna, as Michael Barksdale spinning. And around goes the 00.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate out of that. You saw Flanagan go up, and then, like I said, we were riding on board with obviously Larry McDonald, and I guarantee you what he ended up saying. And he was saying, E-I-E-I-E-O, you know what, pretty much. That's exactly what happened when he saw him. He had nowhere to go. Unfortunate. Do it?
First you say it, then you do it?
Yeah. E-I-E-I. Oh, hell, look at this.
Oh,
bam, there it is.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you for censor.
These doesn't come out. I'll get it.
His doesn't. Mine does. His does. Mine does. There you go. There you go. Oh, boy. Under caution again. 6 yellow flag as we approach the final 50 miles of Duel 1.
You're listening to the CRN Community Radio Network. We now pause for station identification. This is the Community Radio Network, WCRN, 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Smithfield, North Carolina. Proud to be in the USA. We are CRN.
It has been a caution-filled ServPro Duel #1 at the Virtual World Center of Racing in Daytona. Welcome back to coverage on the NASRA 360 Racing Network, Redneck Announcer Radio, and the CRN Community Radio Network of the second annual NASRA 500 King of Daytona. Tomorrow night, the big race, live at 7 Eastern, 6 Central on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. We're actually probably going to go live about 6:45 with our pre-race show to set the stage for the big race at 7 o'clock, drop in the green. I'm Wesley Outland, the Redneck Announcer. Jacob Reeves alongside Bigglestein Hopton on production. There's a look at the top 10. If you're watching, if you're listening, Gray, Ray, Dinda, Pino, Johnson, top 5, Richardson, Justy, Tristan Bruce, Scrage, and Wynn as they top 10 right now. As we get the one to go around the racetrack, Jacob Reeves, we are ready to settle the final 50 miles of this race here in duel number 1.
Yeah, and this is when it's going to get very, very interesting out of all this. You see the pace lights is out on the pace car, so this is going to be literally everybody holding their breath. And will this be the last caution of the duel race number 1? No. I'm going to go ahead and say no. No, there's going to be, I would say, about another 2 or 3 cautions just because of the aggressiveness and just everybody trying to get into that spot and not knowing, especially right around that 20th spot, give or take, not knowing who's all on that leaderboard, who is already locked in, because I'm sure there's been a lot of them that has done some research throughout the day. Okay, these guys are in, these guys ain't. But you can only see so far on the damn leaderboard unless you got somebody watching the whole thing spotting for you. So there's a lot of guys right there about that mid-pack area that is going to be the ones that's going to be aggressive. There's going to be ones that are aggressive at the front trying to help improve their position. This is going to get good right here, Wesley. This is what you would call the meat and potatoes. You had your appetizer earlier. This is the meat and potatoes of the race all the way at the end of it, and it's going to go by in a hurry.
And I agree with you. And remember also, there's still that second, duel coming up. And, we also have an overtime that hangs in the balance. There is an attempt at a green-white checker. It can be used if needed. So that's also something that will definitely be considered here. Ready for the field to come back to green as they work their way through turn number 4. Wyatt Gray leads them on the inside. Malik Gray, who was the first winner Sunday night. My goodness, how time flies by. Happy New Year, the King of Daytona, settling the rest of the lineup for tomorrow night's NASRA 500. Back to green. Gray over Gray. He'll pull away. Big burst of momentum by Gray. But that's going to be a big mistake, Jacob, because the field's about to swallow him up and chew him up and spit him out as they'll reel him in turn number 1 and 2 when the draft happens.
Yeah, and I was waiting for Malik Gray to just jump to the top and just carry on, but obviously Denda doesn't go with him, so he'll fall right on the inside lane, keep it right down on the double yellow line. And everybody, Brian Penow up on the top side trying to get this top lane rolling. He's got a little bit of help back there, but not a whole lot of help to try to make it happen. Front 4 single file, make that front 5 now single file as Justy now jumps up there as well with Wyatt Gray leading off of turn number 4.
Started this race with 40 drivers, and now we are down to settling who will be the 14 besides the winners of qualifying nights to lock in for the NASRA 500. 17 to go now. The leader in car 18, Wyatt Gray, leads him down to the inside in 1 and 2.
Wyatt Gray down on the inside, front 5 still single file. Penow and Scrage, they'll go door to door for that 6th spot. Now here comes, I believe that is Penow. Yes, Penow up on the top side. Scrage down on the bottom. Penow getting all he can handle from Robert Richardson back there trying to get him the shove. All he can handle. Top lane trying to get going. And I'm telling you, Penow is just holding on for dear life. Is now the front 4 single file.
Top 4 on the inside, hugging that double yellow line, which is allowed right there. There's Justin now to try to make power up for the number 5 spot. Owen Scrage now up in the inside lane with those cars. So things kind of settle down a little bit, or will it? Hino leads that second lane in the middle as they work that black 15 out of turn 2.
And I'm waiting on the 3rd lane to start, and it's damned if I don't say it. I believe it just kicked off back there. I think Michael Sturgill was trying to get the 3rd lane going back there, but to no avail. Nobody jumps up there and makes it happen. But that 3rd lane is going to come into play before this thing is all said and done. Gray slides up. Watch your back door. Malik Gray, very aggressive. Will try to take that advantage, but up front, Gray still holds it down as the front 5 now back single file.
Break up for your volume, turn up your bass and treble. It's time to fuel the roar in Daytona with 15 to go. 14 laps remaining as Wyatt Gray leads the virtual Thundering Herd through turns number 1 and 2. Malik Gray right there in second. We know the pride out of Greenville, South Carolina, how good of a driver he is with his credentials of the NASCAR level. Max Denda, probably Jacob Reeves with the best race of the week for the Dude Wipes. Number 48, and how about Denver, North Carolina's Tristan Bruce up there in the battle out of 4.
God almighty, where did Tristan Bruce come from? Out of absolutely nowhere. I did not even see him up there in the top 10 at one point. He just out of nowhere shoots it up here, makes it happen. Jumps down to the bottom, right in behind Malik Gray. Here comes Astronaut. Trevor Astronaut, who got hooked around by Kyler Wynn earlier on. He's back up here in the mix, running in the second spot. Dylan Jones behind him to help, and Malik Gray leading him off turn 2.
Also, Kyler Wynn is back. All these cars. Scrage going below the double yellow line. Does not advance his position. Got pushed out of line. Shuffled. Back to the inside. No harm, no foul. Here come the leaders just taking it. Off of turn 4. Blake Gray, you're on the back door of him. Here comes Astronaut. Here comes the Georgia boy. Georgia, South Carolina, going at it with 12 to go as they come across the stripe.
Little SEC battle up here at the front with Astronaut and Ray, and then right behind him, Dylan Jones, and an ACC guy with Tristan Bruce right behind him from North Carolina, North Kakalaki, trying to make it happen on the inside lane, hooking up with Malik Gray down on the bottom side. Wyatt Gray back there with him to help. It's too wide throughout the field, waiting for the third line to kick off with 12 laps to go, coming to 11 to go as they hit the turn 3.
Guys look like they're in full song code behind the pace car. Door to door, door to door, door to door, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Now a shuffle begins. Wyatt Gray gets a little bump there from Denda. He'll go to the middle lane. We'll start the third lane thanks to Pino. Pino gets hung out to dry. Nobody's going with him. Sturgill stays to the inside. Lockwood Astronaut, the leader in turn 1.
Good God almighty, some of the moves that we're seeing here in Duel Race number 1 presented by ServPro. Astronaut to the front, Jones behind him, Kyler Wynn there to help. Sturgill trying to make it happen. Everybody rustling for real estate as here comes Brad Pino up on the top side. Michael Sturgill Jr. right behind him to help. Damn, Astronaut through the block on him, through the block on Pino. Jones down to the inside with Kyler Wynn and Sturgill to help. They're side by side on 4.
Pushing now the 09, coming to the lead. That is the driver of Dylan Jones as they almost got really antsy coming through the stripe. 10 laps to go. Jones leads them now. He's by himself behind him. They are 2 by 2. Nobody going. Who's stepping up the banking in Daytona out at the second corner?
And a good number of these old boys up here in this pack basically racing for their lives and just hoping to survive. Remember, if they get caught up in a hell of a wreck in the next 10 laps, it could mean that they will not be racing tomorrow night for the King of Daytona NASRA 500, so they got to be careful with their moves. Pino takes a shot. Pino takes a shot. Astronaut on the top side. They're still going after Dylan Jones in turn 4.
Comes Astronaut on the outside lane. Remember, the qualifying race winners of Sunday to Thursday, 15 of them are locked in right now. It is on like Donkey Kong here in Daytona. Here comes Daniel Everhart looking up on him. Kyler Wynn drifts up in front of Max Denda on the outside lane. Throws the block on him. Tristan Bruce right behind the black car to the outside out of 2. And now Astronaut steps up to the middle lane. He'll throw the block on Pino's car.
Astronaut is basically a blocking machine, but not able to block Daniel Everhart the third. Down to the inside. Hunter Hastings, first time we've talked about him all night long. He's going for the lead off of turn number 4 with help from Dylan Jones. Big move right there for Hastings, trying to make it happen. Everhart puts the block on Astronaut at the line, 8 to go.
It just feels like since that last restart, the C4 is lit. The bomb is about to go off. It's about to implode from within. One wrong slip, one wrong error. There we go. We got a car sideways. Trouble in 1 and 2, but it's in the back. They do not throw caution. We stay green as the leader is on the back stretch, and now they put a caution out. Davis crashed on the back straightaway in turn 2.
Wow. I think maybe Dana Ryan or Nathan Brown might have got involved in that one, Wesley Outland, back there in the back.
West Virginia's Dana Ryan in the one car from Vienna, West Virginia. We'll find out this, and I'll say this much: I think it should have been a green. I think we should have stayed green. I mean, I know they're going to call, but they got to call for race control. But in my opinion, and there you see these other cars. That George Jewell is around there. So is Suss. Watch this again. There it is. There's the replay, and that's what happened. The 05, Robert Richardson, George Jewell, Joshua Suss, all involved in this accident, and that is why we're under the caution. But again, let me say, though, Jacob, that accident was way in the back, behind the back of the leaders. In my opinion, they should have kept that green. I think that wreck would have been cleared up by the time they got out of there. I really do.
Yeah, I think so too. As you see, Richardson goes around and literally with bang on his car, he went bang right off the front end of George Jewell right there in the Carhartt.
Notice they all keep going again. Notice they're all keeping going again. And notice that the green lights are still on. So here it is again. Watch it one more time. George Jewell into the Bang Energy 05 of Richardson's car. That's Robert Richardson from Clemens, North Carolina. Joshua Suss from Kansas, nowhere to go for him. And then they all roll away, and then they throw the caution.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with both of y'all on that one.
Maybe the race director feels we need to throw a caution to calm things down. Because I'm like you, Jacob, I had a feeling that the bomb was about to go off anyway up in the front of the pack. I mean, and all you're going to do now is tick, tock the laps away. Click, clock, tick, tock, countdown. And now you're going to see a 3-lap shootout, if that. We've got, 6 laps to go. I mean,
yeah, well, Wesley, I agree with you 100%. And you know, I agree with all that. And I knew that the bomb was fixing to go off. And for real quick, we'll translate it in redneck terms, basically what was fixing to happen. If you've ever been to a bar and you're there at 1 o'clock in the morning and somebody's talking about your wife, you stayed too damn long, odds are it's fixing to be a hell of a bar fight. That is what was fixing to happen right here in dual race number 1. Everybody was literally fixing to have a free-for-all, and it was fixing to be a slobber knocker. That's exactly what it was.
Which in Jacob's world basically means?
Well, yeah, I mean, really, that would end up happening if you end up talking about somebody's wife and you got the bar fight.
Yeah, we got beef.
That would happen. Yes. And somebody would have beef because they'd be knocked out of this damn thing for tomorrow night. Seriously, they would be.
Somebody's going to be needing some beef to put on a black eye. Remember back in the day, if you got in a fight, they gave you a bag of frozen vegetables or a slab of meat. Here, son, put this on your eye. It'll clear it right up, We're going to go to break it. Hey, and then they cook it later. Talk about sanitary from back in the day. We got meat, we got beef, and we got a shootout coming up in Duel 1 in Daytona. It's presented by ServPro. We're back in a moment.
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
My eyes are watering, everybody. We're back, and we're ready to settle this one here. And back here at Daytona, I am, man. First off, I hit myself in the eye acting like I was, pantomiming putting a piece of steak on my right eye. So my eye is like, a little watered. And then this guy's got me in stitches over here talking about, soundboard effects. I'm going to bust his ass. Anybody remembers that? That's for Tony. Yeah, just go ahead and play it, Jacob. It's not bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you get yourself in a situation, like I said, but it's like I was saying under commercial, though, if you're going to bring your wife to a bar at 1 o'clock in the morning,
the kid's an idiot.
Then you run into that, and then you end up getting into a situation of
his ass.
I mean, there you go. I mean, that's what you have. That's what happens when the bar fight kicks off.
Hey, and poor little old Wesley, all he can do is just do this. I don't have a soundboard like he has. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to settle it here in Daytona. There is wrapping up our 7th ServPro caution. There are 4 laps to go. Ready to settle it. 14 drivers coming in to tonight's duel beside the qualifying race winners going on to the big show tomorrow night. We're back to green. There is 10 miles left as Daniel Eberhardt in the camouflage car gets a big launch over Pino and Bruce and Ray on the outside, but here comes now Astronaut. And how about Hastings? Where did he come from? In the 44 car. He's got a shot here.
Oh, baby, and Tristan Bruce is all by himself on the top side. Nobody, N-O-N-E, going with him. He is in a bad, bad situation. God help him at this point. Up front, Everhart trying to lead it with Astronaut down on the inside. Whoa, very close move down to Astronaut. Pinot tried to go there, couldn't make it happen. Astronaut was down there as they're door to door now. Pinot leads.
3 to go. By the way, drivers like Ray and Wynn have won preliminary nights, but it just shows you how good you are. We got a crash in turn 1 and 2. Dana Ryan is one of them in the 1 car, and others crashing. Yellow is out. We will force overtime. Multiple cars involved. The red, white, and blue car. Owen Scrage, another. Here's a replay coming up, Jacob Reeves, of why we go to overtime, or not at least overtime. One of them at a green-white checker. Watch this again. By the way, my apologies. It was not Dana Ryan. It was the other car of Brian Chu. Brian Chu from Fort Myers, Florida, and Jacob Reeves, the guy you call the Holodaddy. I call him Mr. Restrictor Plate. He has just plumb sucked here in Daytona tonight. Unbelievable.
Damn. Tell us how you really feel. I mean, but you see Scrage, or excuse me, that would be Robert Richardson up on the top side. Yeah, I mean, they just make contact. Richardson might have come down, Chu might have come up. That was just so damn quick that it happened. And unfortunately, Brian Chu just nowhere to go. We call him the Holodaddy. A bunch of them in the NASRA community call him the Holodaddy. He's hollering right now, and it's not in a good way. He is saying a lot of stuff that obviously he can't say live on the air. I mean, I'm sure he is saying some, stuff like that. I'm sure he's not too happy.
Son of a bitch. Yeah. And I'm so big.
Yeah, he is so.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're finally catching up to what I was trying to do. Oh, boy.
Back in.
Here's a look at it again. Owen Scrage. Sega. Remember Sega? Jacob, did you have Sega back in the day when you were little?
I had Super Nintendo. Mario Kart on Super Nintendo and Pitfall and all that kind of stuff. That's what I ended up growing up.
He did not have Sega. He didn't have Sega.
A Sega Dreamcast? Nah, hell no.
No damn Sega Dreamcast. I'm talking about the original Sega game, man. Yeah.
I think it damn.
Come on. Mortal Kombat, and so many other cool games they had back in the day on Sega. Yeah.
A Sega what now?
Sega.
Yeah.
On the Sega, Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, I know that, but what the system was is what I'm talking about.
So it's Sega Mega Drive, and then of course, as old as I am, I was an Atari man. I had an Atari, so Atari. What my first racing game was? Pole Position. Yes, pole position.
The damn Mega Drive come out in '88, dude. I wasn't born till '91, so that ought to tell you a little bit right there. Yeah, I mean,
I'm sorry. I've been feeling how old I am. My apologies.
Do the math, y'all. I'm 34. Get it figured out. I mean,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, Super Nintendo, and then I went to PlayStation, and then all that good stuff. Now I got a PS5.
Boy, he's a good boy. Let me just tell you this. If you got a friggin' Atari, you better hold on to it. If you ever get an Atari in your hands, in your collections, hold on to it because those things are valuable.
Yeah,
they're valuable. Yeah.
He's got the one with the Pong with the sticks. He's got that one.
So I had Atari, I had Sega, I had Nintendo, I had Super Nintendo. Yeah. Yeah, Bruce is right back in 13th. So, yeah, he's definitely got to come on to the front, Sharon. There he is. Montana. Jacob Montana. Kyler Wynn. Yeah.
Montana there. Yeah.
Sturgill's back up there. Michael Sturgill. Brian Pino. Look at the jump he's got going on right now, right? Driftless CrossFit in the number one position.
Wesley, Brian Pino, honestly, I mean, there might have been maybe one or two people that may have had this man up here at the front in this particular instance. I'll be honest with you, I didn't. You look at some of the names like Malik Ray and Eberhardt and Wed and Sturgill, Azroth. We knew these guys was going to be up here at the front. We knew that they was going to be good. They're always good when it comes to these muddy races, when it comes to Daytona or Talladega. It's this kind of deal. Brian Pino, no. We didn't think it. I mean, he's in it. He's up 34 spots. He's the biggest damn mover in the whole field. But Brian Pino could absolutely be in prime position to get the win here in dual race number 1 and have a fantastic starting spot for tomorrow night. That's something right there that I don't think a lot of people had looking forward to tonight. At least I didn't. I'm not sure about y'all, but I did.
So we will get you set for a restart. Remember also that we have completed the scheduled distance of 150 miles, 60 laps, which means we now move in to one attempt. I don't even want to call it overtime because they're not going to get multiple attempts. It's only one time. One time we get a green-white checker. And the rules are very simple. If they wreck before the white flag, the field is frozen, just like NASCAR, and we will determine the lineup at time of caution where they are on the track. If we get to the white flag, to the Darren's Detail and Shine, 1 to go, then it is checkers to the wreckers. Wreckers to the checkers. Whatever you want to say, right? Checkers or wreckers. Bottom line, Jacob. If we get the white flag, they're gonna crash them. They're gonna do all they can to get back to start finish to the checkered flag because it means we're not stopping. Here we go. 5 miles like Rock'em Sock'em Robots, as my producer Dean just said. Here they come. Green, white checker. ServPro, Duel 1. Would you have it any other way? We're taking 14 in Duel 1 beside the qualifying winners. And Brian Pino leading the way down to the inside. His Toyota number 15 over Malik Ray. And more as we're single file, led by Eberhard and Astronaut on the inside. Kylo into the outside lane with Sturgill at a 2.
Pinto probably the only one in the field that would not mind if they threw the caution right here before they got back to the white flag, because he'd be in proposition. Now he's screwed. Here comes Ray. Everhart, they take a shot, jump up to the top side. Pinto's got a hope like hell. Astronaut's a good pusher, and he is. Coming back to the white flag off turn 4, it's Malik Ray.
Friends, you got to have them. Friends, you got to need them. Or you at least use them for just a minute. Cross the stripe. Racing official. Aaron's detail and shine. 1 to go. Malik Ray. He started Sunday night as the man in P1, winning P1. He's trying to win here in Duel 1 in turn number 2. He leads over Everhart and Wynn and Sturgill and Pinnell for the final time to the back straightaway.
Sturgill says he's had enough of this. He'll jump up to the top side, try to make something happen. He's got Astronaut lined up right behind him. Malik Ray and Everhart, they're trying to get away. Dylan Jones back there with him to help, and they are gone. Everhart shoves Ray, makes a shot outside bottom. They block as they work their way off turn 4.
It's almost contact. It is contact. Malik Ray bonsais off of the car of Pinto. They're crashing. Everybody's going across the line. Can you believe it? Max Dinda is going to win Duel 1. All hell breaks loose coming out of turn number 4. You talk about the bomb dropping and the field imploding. There it goes as again Everhart, Ray take each other out down to the line, crashing across the stripe. Max Dinda over Asronoff and Wyatt Gray when the checkered falls. Max Dinda is going to win ServPro Duel number 1 from Morrison, Colorado. Unbelievable.
Good Lord, have mercy. Watch this once again.
Shake this out. How do you shake up this? Wow. What in the world are Everhart and Malik Ray thinking? Look at these guys bonsaiing off of one another, and then Malik Ray and Everhart take each other out with Sturgill in contact. There's Asronoff fighting back, Gray on the inside, but look at Max Dinda, Kyler Wynn in the grass, Pinto's spinning, everybody's crashing behind them, and there it is. Max Dinda has won Duel race number 1. Are you friggin' kidding me, and are you not entertained?
Damn. Wow. I mean, just look. Just everybody coming by, sideways, wrecking, backwards, some of them. And believe it or not, some of those drivers that went through the line backwards, odds are they might have made it into tomorrow night with where they finished at. It just depends on where they finished. And
Crazy.
Got themselves in the transfer spot out of that. They could have been backwards, torn all to hell. Probably couldn't even drive it back to the garage if they wanted to. But they're racing come tomorrow night.
The craziness at the finish, and the man from Morrison, Colorado, Max Dinda, will burn it down here below start finish, and the Dude White's entry, Kellogg's number 48, will celebrate as being the winner of the ServPro Duel number 1. Here's your results. Remember, qualifying winners from Sunday to Thursday are in. 14 best finishers of the results. We'll try to get them to you immediately. Are in the inside row for tomorrow night's NASRA 500 King of Daytona, presented by that towing company. Max Dinda is your winner. Trevor Astronoff second. Wyatt Gray third. They're part of the Florida Cabinet Distributors Winner Circle Victory Lane. We'll talk to them on the podium next. Dylan Jones, I believe with a finish of his, he's in. Tristan Bruce will be in. Hunter Hastings with a hell of a job in the 44 tonight. Should be locked in. Peyton Johnson, Tyler Goodwin, Dustin Shepard, and yes, Jacob, I believe with a top 10 finish for George Jewell. He should be from Lakeview, Michigan in the race tomorrow night.
Very good possibility for George Jewell. Junior Miller, maybe. We'll see how it all ends up working out. Kyler Wynn, obviously, he's in. Pierce Montana right there as well with Matthew Patton right there in the 14th spot. That was the cutoff number that I was looking at to be able to try to get in. There's that number that we've been talking about all night. Matthew Patton, and then obviously Jacob Montana's in the 15th spot. Michael Barksdale, 16th. Then you got Patrick Millett ends up finishing in 17th with Dana Ryan. How will everything shake out? Will he be able to make it? Rounding out the top 18, and then rounding out the top 20 is Nathan Brown and David Justy.
Jackson Bice, who started on the outside of the front row, ends up 21st. Craig Schroeder, 22nd. Then it's Justin Johnson. Brandon Broadfoot, remember, he's a qualifier winner for NASRA. He is locked in automatically. He'll end up in the top 25. Brian Pino, what might have been before the restart, he was up in the front of that shootout. Joshua Suss, Nathan Harper, Michael Sturgill, Daniel Eberhardt, Brian Chu, all in the top 30.
Then Robert Richardson coming home with the 31st. There was Malik Ray. Obviously, he has one. He is in. But we're hearing that everything's not official, from what we're hearing here in Duel 1, but we'll figure it out. Ray, 32nd. Sean Corbett, 33rd. Obviously, Owen Scrage in the 33rd spot. Old McDonald, Larry McDonald coming home with 35th. David Flanagan, 36th. Joey Creech in 37th. Tucker McClendon, 38th. Joey Masevich and Matt Doodle, the 40 here tonight with Pretty LaBeouf, TJ Moore, and Cody Knott, the race directors.
Here's a look at the finish one more time. Coming up, Florida Cabinet Distributors post-race wrap-up, but here it is. Battling Eberhardt and Malik Ray slamming into one another. Astronaut gets the clear. Powers alongside Max Denda. Denda slams into the outside safer barrier. They're three wide as Sturgill spins behind them. Gray with a push to the 89 before he got sideways. But the momentum would not go away. To the 48th of Morrison, Colorado's Max Denda. He wins ServPro Duel 1. We talk to the three drivers on the podium next from Daytona. Craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime is Florida Cabinet Distributors. With over 20 years in business and 39 years of woodmaking experience, they proudly serve Northeast Florida to Southeast Georgia, delivering custom woodwork that combines precision, beauty, and durability. Whether you're dreaming of a custom kitchen, bathroom vanity, fireplace and mantle, entertainment center, outdoor kitchen, or even a full library, we can build it at Florida Cabinet Distributors, exactly the way that you envision. Hey, no project is too big or too small. If it's made of wood, Florida Cabinet Distributors can make it. Call or text Steve today. Yes, they gave us his personal cell number, 904-874-3442. That's 904-874-3442 to book today. Florida Cabinet Distributors, craftsmanship that lasts a lifetime. Welcome back to Daytona coverage of the, of course, NASRA 500 King of Daytona Speed Weeks presented by that towing company, formerly known as Blanchard Towing and Recovery. I'm Wesley Outland, Jacob Reeves, Dean Hopton on production with a wild first duel. And if you thought that was going to be crazy, the fireworks continue as DSR Electric Duel 2 is coming up next. But first, we welcome you to the Florida Cabinet Distributors Victory Lane Winner's Circle. And we grab the winner from Morrison, Colorado, Max Denda. Max, I mean, how do you describe what happened? You're watching all this going on in your rear, in your cockpit, in your front windshield, chaos in front of you. What's your mindset going into this last corner? And obviously, man, you're winning duel number 1. Congratulations to you.
Yeah, thank you, man. I mean, I was just hoping I didn't get wrecked. I mean, I was on that back stretch. I mean, I saw Kyler. He was going really slow there. So I knew if I could get clear of him, I'd be in the transfer spot because, But in 3 and 4, I really couldn't see much of what was going on. I just saw some crazy blocking by Malik, and then all hell broke loose, really. I just kept my foot in it, stayed on the high side, and I got some luck this time. So, yeah, really, really thankful to be in this spot. Thanks to Malik for working with me there a little bit on that midway stage. And, yeah, I mean, I'm going into this with no teammates, no nothing really, other than a few people. So really thankful for this opportunity to race in the 500 and excited to see what I can do.
We're ready to see what he'll do tomorrow night from Morrison, Colorado. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put it back in speed mode one more time and watch this finish one more time. You're watching the 48. Dude wipes entry from Colorado, Max Dinda, and look at him just staying to the outside. Contact with Azranoff, maybe a shot from Gray in the back, but he would not be denied, as it is Max Dinda over Azranoff, finishing in second. Jacob Reeves is standing by with the man of the 89 from Augusta right now.
Yeah, standing by with Trevor Azranoff. That also White Gray. White will get to you in a second. Azranoff, Trevor, buddy, hell of a race. I mean, 9 wasted Sunday. I mean, this was a crazy race south side of Augusta right there as well. Trevor, talk us through this whole race right here. You look like you're going to be ready to rock and roll for the NASRA 500. What was the key to trying to finish ahead of everybody and just being aggressive as it was?
Well, the key was to stay out of the wrecks, but I kind of killed the field at one point in time in this race, and we were able to get it fixed. So I guess you could say the key to this race is to survive somehow or another, be the least car with the least amount of damage at some point in time, because buddy, oh buddy, there were some times we were up there beating and banging, slanging and ganging, and yeah, we made it through right there on the last lap. The leaders were beating and banging, and boy, don't you hate it to finish second. I want to reiterate this. I finished second 3 times this week. This will be the 3rd one in a row. And I don't know what to do. I have a good friend of mine, Kenny Stamper, used to tell me I came all this way just to finish second. And I'm out here finishing second again. That's damn near the bridesmaid being the bride, or the bride, whatever that saying is. I just can't get a win, but we're gonna try tomorrow. We're gonna try.
As many times he's been the bride.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. As many times as he's been the bridesmaid so far, he may be in good position. He might can get one more car tomorrow night to be able to make it happen. Trevor Azranoff coming home in second. But go to 3rd place. Oh, White Gray. And that 18, White, buddy, we saw you up there at the front, kind of mix it up with these old buddies, and you come home with a 3rd here tonight as we watching it once again with all hell end up breaking loose coming off turn 4. White, watch it right there. You jump up top. You're able to make it happen. Talk us through all this right here, just seeing chaos happen in front of you.
Yeah, that had to be one of the craziest finishes I've ever been a part of. I mean, between Max and Trevor, the photo finish, the 20 cars, he got piled up at the start-finish line going for the transfer spots. But, I mean, down the back straightaway, I was just thinking, get that top 12, get the transfer, and then, when D3 and Malik are side by side, someone's getting paint. So we were able to just take the run on the high side. And for a second there, I thought I had a shot at the win, but I had nowhere to go behind Max and Trevor. And luckily we slid across the line 3rd.
Well, from the Buckeye State, White Gray coming home with a 3rd here tonight. Appreciate both of them. They get 2nd, 3rd. Back to you, Wes.
Well, I mean, there's only one place for Azranoff to go, up, and maybe if he gives us an entertaining pit board tomorrow night, it might be, it might be something in his favor. So, obviously, if people don't know, Trevor Azranoff is the guy that entertains us with, you never know what kind of pit board you'll see on the pit lane. So, look at this crash, and ladies and gentlemen, that is what the powers that be are trying to figure out. Is we've got we're opening up a virtual Waffle House. We're scattered, smothered, covered,
Chunked,
sliced, diced, chopped, crunkled up. I mean, you name it. We just had a big one over there, a big metal omelet mayhem of destruction coming across the line, and it is going to take a while for the powers at race control to sort this out again. But at the end of the day, Max Dinda ain't got nothing to worry about. As we show you the finish one more time, Jacob Reeves, your final take of ServPro Duel 1. And hey, saddle them up, cowboy, cowgirls. We'll do it again for DSR Electric Duel 2 on deck, coming up next.
Yeah, I mean, Wesley, that was crazy right there to see how all that ended up working out right there. Honestly, it looked like a Walmart parking lot with the cops showing up, and they found out that everybody had a hold of Grandpappy's moonshine that he's trying to hide from Granny. I think all of them ended up having it, and that's what it ended up looking like when they all ended up crossing the finish line. But Dinda got it. It's going to be a rough one right here for these Duel 2 guys to try to see if they can match what these guys did.
What a crazy finish it was, as we saw so many different times. Drivers climbing high, climbing low. That could have been in contention to win this thing when it was all said and done. But nonetheless, results are unofficial, though we rack them and look at further review, multiple camera angles to determine this finish. Coming out of turn 4, Max Dinda winning ServPro Duel 1 for everybody at NASRA. Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, TJ Moore and more. For Dean Hopton, Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outlet. We're just getting started. Duel 2, Daytona coming up next. Max Dinda wins a wild one in ServPro Duel 1.